I remember as a young boy hearing excitement about a pair of endangered peregrine falcons that had nested in downtown Salt Lake City, Utah. Being curious, I began to research these incredible animals and soon became enamored with them. I was saddened to learn that the primary reason for their endangered status was human caused. It was the application of an insecticide called DDT between the 1940s and the 1970s in the United States. Immediately, I developed a hardline stance against that chemical. It was only recently that I've had cause to change my belief or stance, or rather to see an evolution in my belief about DDT. I've learned that DDT has, over its history, shown to be the most effective mitigation for malaria transmitting mosquitoes. So much so that prior to it being banned in the US and many other countries since 1970s, it led to the eradication of the disease in much of the world. In recent years, however, the spread of the disease is getting worse again. For instance, the World Health Organization's World Malaria Report 2022 shows a 10% increase in 2021 over 2020 alone. In 2006, the World Health Organization promoted the use of long residual pesticides like DDT for indoor applications. This is called indoor residual spraying, and it is to combat malaria. And it's especially for use in highly susceptible areas like sub-Saharan Africa. According to ForgottenChildren.org, that area in 2017 alone, accounted for 92% of all malaria cases and 93% of all malaria fatalities. Currently, the infection rates in these malaria susceptible areas are far outstripping the treatments. So it's my opinion that DDT and other insecticides should continue to be used, albeit sparingly, in indoor residual spraying. There are many agencies, including the US EPA, that are willing to help countries to ensure that safe methods are used. For instance, per the EPA.gov, quote, EPA works with other agencies and countries to advise them on how DDT programs are developed and monitored to yield the best possible results in vector control, and that it be kept out of agricultural sectors, close quote. This should allow for the infection rates to drop and the medical community to keep working on faster and more effective treatments. In essence, because the DDT, these chemicals are being kept in a closed environment, just in this indoor residual spraying, they should stay out of the agricultural areas. It'll mitigate so much of the environmental hazards that we saw before, such as the endangered birds of prey, like the peregrine falcon. Another group of doctors has been evaluating a lot of the reports of health effects of DDT in Africa and other areas, and they have found that many of those reports are unfounded, or at least based on chronic exposure rather than acute exposure, such as would be the case in indoor residual spraying. Again, do I believe it is the ultimate and best thing? No, but at this point, I believe that DDT and the similar insecticides are the right route for these countries to treat, given that so many of their population are dying of this horrible disease. Thank you for your time.